there's nothing better than a nice slow morning on the weekend. I got my 8 hours. I opened up my blinds. The sun is shining, and we've had a lot of just wind and rain lately, so I'm excited to get outside and just enjoy the day. But I kind of just wanted to spend the day together and the next few days together, because over the weekend, that's typically when I'll do different things to just make my week easier. So planning out meals, planning out my workouts, just getting ready for the week ahead. And then I noticed that I've just been getting a lot of questions and comments about the Summer for Challenge, which for those of you that are doing it, thank you for letting me know. I'm so excited. And if you haven't already, go back and watch that video so you can see the effective daily habits that I think are going to just help you feel your best. Not to like get in the best shape by summer, because I don't really like that where it's like, oh, you gotta feel good by summer. It's just more about that time period, because now we have 10 weeks until summer to establish habits, be consistent, and then feel, really great in your skin and feel strong and just feel nice and healthy. So that's kind of the goal. But anyways, I have been seeing a lot of DMs just about consistency and discipline, some things about mental health, which I haven't really opened up about before, just like the ways I've had to rewire my brain to be somebody who's consistent, to be somebody who's optimistic. And a lot of people think those things come naturally. And let me tell you, they do not. There's so many things I've had to put to practice. In so many ways, I've just had to train my brain to be able to do those things. So I kind of wanted to have that little chat today too. But let's have our tea. Let's spend the day together. Let's get prepped and ready for the week. And yeah, just hang out. This parfait hits every single time. I am such a creature of habit when it comes to like my favorite snacks and my meals. Like I typically don't switch it up that much. And when I like something, I like it and I stick to it. Running in the store to heat, I was just looking outside and I stepped on my balcony to get in my morning sunlight. This is gonna be interesting. I have my Whoop on, so we're gonna track my heart rate and just see what happens. But I wanted to mention too that anytime I'm gonna push myself just a little bit harder, it'll be during my follicular phase or my ovulatory. Right now I'm at the beginning of my follicular phase, so it's the perfect time to just pick up the intensity a little bit and get in a run, or if you want to do more like intense cardio or do a HIIT workout, it is a good time hormonally, at least for my body, to do those things. And then during my luteal phase, especially the second half, and then the first part of my menstrual phase, it's walking only, strictly walking. And I do think for weight loss, walking is one of the best forms of exercise, but it is kind of fun to push yourself here and there and just switch it up. So I'm very excited for this. Let's finish this, take our steps, get it going. We've got our omega-3. This is from Nordic Naturals. Here, just coconut water. Come on, muscles. Omega-3. We've got my Just Thrive probiotic. I am gonna do some pre-workout just because I feel like I might need it for this. This is the Beam pre-workout. I like that it doesn't make me feel too jittery, and it tastes like a blue Jolly Rancher. I had to put more of a running friendly sports bra on because I love the Honor Active, but it's more for lifting and keep everything a little bit more secure when I'm running. If you ran track, I know this is bringing back core memories. I don't know why I'm like back in my pre-wrap era. I just like it because I sweat a lot, and then I can just toss this out afterwards. Yeah, everywhere. The ultraviolet 50. We're halfway through the workout, and this is surprisingly going way better than what I thought. My heart rate's not too high. I feel energized. I feel good. And yeah, we just have half of the workout left. Go back, get some groceries, maybe get in a really quick like ab workout or just a bodyweight workout and get it done. Okay, I basically have a giant bag of meat right here, and then I laid out a few of my other items that I always have in my fridge. And one of the things I wanted to talk about was just like the power of repetition, not only through our workouts, but with what we eat. Because what I have found is I've had the most progress when I'm eating pretty similar meals on rotation every single week. And don't get me wrong, it's good to have variety, especially for like your gut microbiome. You want to make sure you're getting in different veggies and different fruits and mixing it up a little bit. But I have my system down. I have my things that I like, and I just keep them on rotation. I'm going to show you this big bag of meat, okay? I love all the Force of Nature meat. This is venison. I'm gonna make this for lunch. It's a very lean source of protein. We've got some more venison, ancestral blend beef. So this has ground beef, beef liver, and beef heart. And some people think it tastes kind of gamey, but if you mix it with the right seasoning, which is just this Siete seasoning, I think it tastes great. You can make it in tacos, you can make a beef bowl, whatever you like. I just have a bunch of these, so another ancestral blend, just ground beef. And then I'm a huge fan of their meatballs as well. And this is the ancestral blend. I just put these in the air fryer. They're ready in 10 minutes. And this is one of those things that makes healthy eating just quick and efficient because they're pre-cooked. They're ready to go. And you know, there's just no excuses with like, oh, I don't have time to eat healthy. It's like 10 minutes, it's done, quick and easy. And then let me show you what I have here. The other pre-cooked meatballs I always have are these Amy Lou breakfast bites. If you're somebody that doesn't like eggs or you have an egg ick, these are a really good alternative to have in the morning. Recently, I have been eating more eggs though, so I do also always have these. I like doing the soft-boiled eggs and putting them on toast or just adding them to a beef bowl for extra protein. Cottage cheese. I always have cottage cheese in my fridge. I'll use it as chip dip. The other week I made a buffalo chicken dip that was incredible. Put it in all my bowls. It's just a really great source of protein and to me, just makes every meal better. I've got my fruit, so apples, Fuji apples always. I'm not a Honeycrisp girl. I always grab these. Frozen fruit, I'll do wild blueberries. I'll typically have frozen cherries for parfaits. And then if I'm putting fruit in a smoothie, it's typically wild blueberries or half of a banana. We've got my Greek yogurt, one of my favorite snacks. It's low calorie, it's high protein, it's relatively light, and then you can make it sweet and more like a dessert if you add honey, granola. And then to sweeten up my foods, I always have maple syrup, honey, hot honey, one of my favorites. This is just Mike's hot honey. I'll add coconut cream to some of my desserts. I'll always have my sweet potatoes. This is a Japanese sweet potato. I think I'm gonna do a dessert potato tomorrow, which might sound weird, but I'll do like cashew butter or peanut butter, chocolate, coconut cream, and it's amazing. Regular sweet potatoes. This is the seasoning I was telling you about that I always put in my beef bowls. This is the Trader Joe's cinnamon honey. Sweeten foods up. Avocado for a good source of fat to add in my beef bowls. And then when I'm short on time for veggies, I do like to have some type of frozen veggie ready to go. Typically I'll do the Pura Vida, but I was at Trader Joe's and just grabbed these and they're just like fajita peppers. Pineapple, love adding pineapple to my bowls. And then when I'm in a pinch for time and I just want some pre-cooked rice, I'll get this organic jasmine rice. The main thing I always look for when I'm getting pre-cooked rice is, yeah, you just want to make sure it's just straight up rice and water or like single ingredient if possible. I really don't care, this might be controversial, that much about seed oils. Like if I'm out at a restaurant and they're like, there's seed oils in it, I really don't care. Like if that's, you know, what takes me out, then it was my time to go. So I'm not really that caught up on all of that stuff. But if I can, like if I have an option to stay away from it and get, you know, a cleaner version of pre-cooked rice, then I'll do my best to find one. Also, meat sticks. Oh my gosh. To me, this is way better than a protein bar. I'll always have these in an arm's length away. I'll have them in my car. I'll keep them obviously at home to snack on, take them with me on the go. These are just the Chomps ones, but I also love Paleo Valley. And what's the other brand? I think it's like Thousand Oaks, but the best low calorie, high protein snack. And then, yeah, I think that's it. Oh, milk. When I don't want to have, you know, like a big meal, but I still want to hit my protein goals, I'll just mix my protein powder with either some grass-fed milk or I'll do protein ice cream with this Fairlife milk because it does have a little bit more protein. This has 13 grams for 1 cup. What does this have? 8 grams for 1 cup. So it does have, this one does have a little more protein. But this is typically the things that I always have in my fridge. Oh, I forgot my steak. And then I'll buy like wild salmon or ahi tuna the day of because I don't like keeping that on hand. That's a day of situation for me. And again, I didn't get all of these today. I mostly just got the meat, but I wanted to show you the things that I have on repeat. Venison. You can definitely tell in the color how lean this is. I might be biased, but this is the only seasoning that you need for beef bowls. It's incredible, especially when you're eating something like venison, or you just wanna season it up a little bit. And then whatever's left of this will be my breakfast for tomorrow, so I'll have some leftovers. I'm gonna use some of this jasmine rice. Okay, no surprises here. Another beef bowl, or I guess I should say venison. I don't know how many times I've had this meal, but it is just insane that I make it and I look at it and I'm like, I will keep having this again and again and again and never get tired of it. Yup, just as good as it was yesterday and the day before that and the day before that. I literally think I'm gonna be 90 years old. I'm gonna be making this beef bowl. This would be my request as my last meal for sure. Good morning. Last night was perfect in the most boring way possible. I just planned out my meals and my workouts, which we'll go through, and then did some laundry, had a little dinner, and just had the night to myself. It was perfect and exactly what I needed. And then I woke up, got a quick walk in my sunshine, and then on the way home, I had a little side quest. I don't know why I had a random urge to go buy some new swimsuits, but there's this shop in St. Pete I love. It's called Naughty Girl, and their swimsuits just fit really well, in my opinion. And I'm someone, like, this is a prime example, like, when I like it, I like it. And have you heard that sound on TikTok? It's like, if I like it, I'm gonna get another color and another color. That is me. I got these really cute little, I mean, they're just plain, but they fit really well. Little bikinis, I got brown, blue, and hot pink. I'm typically not a bright color person, but I layered these and they looked really cute together. Like, I think I'm gonna try to do some. Why does this one look so big? Did I get the wrong? No, it says medium. Okay, I'm gonna layer these and just, I think what I want to do, I've done this in the past, is go to Michael's and I'll get like their little earring charms or like the shoelace chains. I know it sounds weird, but then you mix them in on the ties and you can just add some fun like jewelry to your swimsuits and it just spices up a simple swimsuit. But I'm going to show you what it looks like layered quick, and then we need to get in the workout, have some lunch, go through the plan for the week, and all that good stuff. But let me give you a quick fashion show. Okay, you can tell me if you think that this looks crazy. I'm honestly still gonna do it anyways because I like it and I think it's cute. But you just have the bottom layer on, and then with the top layer you can have a little bit if you just want a peekaboo of color, or you can slide it down quite a bit and then just have, you know, the layer popping through like that. I think the main thing is like I need to make sure the brown is like coming all the way over the blue top so that the seam kind of lines up at the bottom. And then yeah, I'm gonna add my charms and like cute little charms right here. That's my plan, and I'm very happy with the colorways that I got because they'll all kind of go together and look good together. But yeah, just a prime example of when I like something, I will get it in multiple colors, and when it's right, it's right. You know what I mean? You just gotta get every color they have. That's the way that I like to shop. We need to get our workout in and then just finish getting ready for the week. Okay, I decided I needed food before I work out, and I feel like you guys are gonna absolutely roast me for this breakfast, but it is what it is, okay? I've got my apples. This is a peanut butter Greek yogurt dip with cinnamon honey, a date with a massive hunk of butter, last night's venison, cottage cheese. Here we are again. But it's nice because then I can use leftovers. I didn't really have to put any effort into this because it was already done. This took me like 5 minutes to put together. Quick, easy, it'll get me fueled and leave me feeling satisfied with no cravings. Okay, this is one of my gym pet peeves. This guy was just in here working out, literally just left his weights right here. I mean, how hard is it to put your weights back on the rack? These are the same people that don't return their shopping cart. And if you're that person, be better. I mean, it's not that hard. Jeez. Talking through these really quick, not that I have the most perfect form ever, but you want to keep the rope secure kind of like around your temples, and it doesn't move after that. So you're not using your arms to pull the weight, you want to brace your core and use your core to bring the weight down. Okay, and then your knees and your butt kind of stay like walking for the most part. So more of like a, you should feel it in your core. Also, something else just popped in my head after I was doing those cable crunches, and that is if you're unsure on how to do a movement or you're nervous about trying a new move for the first time, do not be shy to just pull up a TikTok or a YouTube video. There's so many videos on how to use proper form. There's so many times I've put my phone up and been like, proper form for this exercise. I'll literally stand there and watch it, or sometimes like have it up and do it while the video's playing, just so I can make sure I'm doing it properly. But I know it's embarrassing when you're in a gym where you feel like people are watching you. I promise nobody's paying attention and nobody's watching you. Even if they are, freaking cares. What are they gonna do? Go up? You're never gonna guess. This girl was in the gym looking about to do a cable crunch. No, this girl's legit getting shredded. And she's got good form now because she knows what she's doing. So if you're ever feeling embarrassed, don't pause. You can always look up the video to get correct form, and I'd much rather you do that than be nervous and not do the exercise at all, or do it improperly and like injure yourself. So don't be shy, girl. Let's do it. You're all good. Best way to finish: shoulder, chest, and tri day. Push-ups on toes, ladies. Come on. That was rough. Okay, nice work. Okay, workout is done and I'm on a walk with my girl MC. Look at her little tennis dress and her hat. She always looks so fab. Beauty. Normally we see our dolphins, but we kind of pass by the spot, so hopefully on our way back we will see them and we will show you guys. But we're getting our steps in, looking cute while doing it. Look at that ponytail swinging. Look at that ponytail swinging. I just got back from my walk with MC and then I took a quick shower and washed my hair. Thank goodness. I swear I only get like 2 days of good hair here just with the amount of sweating, but it's always a good day when I get a fresh wash. And then I just did like these little beach waves. I kind of alternate between like beach waves and blowouts. Anyways, we need to go through the workouts and meals that we have planned for the week. I really do think this is one of those things, if you just carve out 15 minutes, it's something that sounds like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to sit down and it's gonna take a lot of time to do the planning. Once you get in the rhythm, it doesn't take that much time and it will make your week so much easier. So when we're thinking about the weekend prime, I really do think this is an essential step to set yourself up for success and just to limit the amount of friction you may have when it comes to staying on track. So for meals, I'll write down just a few ideas or things that I'm craving, things that I know I love and that I just eat on repeat. I'm actually gonna scooch over here just so I can show you a visual of these meals. I've made them time and time again and it's just nice to see, you know, what we're working with. So we've got a kava bowl, a tropical salmon bowl, steak tacos, ancestral beef bowl, seared tuna bowl, chicken sausage, sweet potato hash, harvest stuffed peppers, and zucchini boats. And these can be interchangeable for lunch or dinner. Oh, also I want to add my spaghetti squash pasta. And then for options to eat out, like let's say something comes up and I get busy and I need a quick but healthy lunch and I want to stay on track, I'm going with a sweet green protein plate or a Naked Farmer chicken bowl. Those are my top 2 picks. And then for snacks, we have parfaits, meat sticks, protein shake with just milk and Pro-Mix protein, cottage cheese and masa chips. I'll just use the cottage cheese as chip dip, or actually maybe I'll make the buffalo chicken dip. That was so good. I'm gonna put it in the description. It's just like buffalo sauce, cottage cheese, and chicken, and you just mix it all up and use it as a chip dip. Amazing. And then tuna salad. So that's it. We've got our meals picked out. I know what I'm gonna be eating this week. They're all delicious, and it just feels so much better going into the week. Like already having that sorted, it makes healthy eating a lot more approachable. And now for workouts, Monday is going to be lower body day. Tuesday will be back and biceps. Wednesday is going to be an off day. And when I say off day, I'm still getting in my steps. So we'll just have a long walk and we'll have a sauna session that day. Thursday, shoulders and triceps. Friday, I'm going to take a fire flow class and that'll be a full body. They actually do weights and resistance bands. So you're getting in some like functional full body movement, a little bit of strength, but it's not quite as intense as like a full strength training day. And then Saturday will be an off day. Sunday, I'm planning on another full body fire flow class. I might be traveling actually. So if that's the case, we'll make this a recovery day and just get in a walk. And then we're good to go. We've got our 3 lifts, some full body functional movement, and then we're gonna make sure we're getting in our 10,000 steps every single day. Oh, it's gonna be a good week. The other thing I like to put on these lists, and this is not related to meals or workouts, but like maybe just like a little miscellaneous thing that I've been putting off. And this week's was car related, which is like my least favorite thing to take care of. I usually just call my dad and I'm like, please help. I think he's gonna help me out with this. But I need to get my oil changed and I need to get my car detailed. So that's something that I have to get done this week. But look at us, we are organized, we're ready to go, and it's gonna be a great week. Also, I put these in the oven while I was showering and getting ready. I've got my potatoes ready to go for my bowl. Sometimes, can you guys even see this? I'm like trying to show you and I'm like not making it easy for you to see. Cube sweet potatoes. This is really good with salmon bowls. Sometimes you just want some more structure to your potatoes. And then my other like roasted potato, just cut in half, and these are really good for beef bowls. And then your meals are so much quicker because this is the stuff that takes forever, and then you go to make a meal and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to have to wait an hour for a sweet potato to cook. But when you get it done and we're primed, everything's a lot easier. I'm gonna go see my mom and dad really quick, and then when we come back, we're gonna have a little mental health chat, get our minds right for the week, and then we'll be ready to go. Okay, we are home for the night. It's such a good feeling to just like be in for the night, and then you can unwind, have an early dinner. I'm gonna watch a movie, and yeah, it feels good to be like relaxing and unwinding on my couch instead of that beanbag chair. Anyways, I feel like the last piece of our puzzle to get fully primed is just to have a little mental health check-in. And it's always nice because I can scroll through my DMs to see like what's going on in your guys' life or what you're struggling with. That way I know what conversation like might be the most productive or helpful. And I think learning how to be a consistent person or learning how to be a disciplined person is something that a lot of us do struggle with. And it's one of those things that I like used to think at the beginning of my journey, like, okay, you have it or you don't. Like there's no really like way to train your brain, or there's nothing you can practice, but there are so many things that I have put into place that have made me someone that does the things that I say I'm gonna do, that's made me someone that's able to reach my goals and to maintain my progress, like health-wise. So I have a few little notes for you that I wrote down, just a few little things that were really helpful for me that we're gonna quickly go through. And then also, I wanted to do another giveaway. If you're still here, that's why I like doing these at the end of the video, because it's like, if you're still here, you're a real one. So we're gonna have a little giveaway at the end. But the first thing is just understanding that discipline is the highest form of self-respect. And it really does come down to like choosing what you want the most and acting on that instead of choosing what feels good in the moment. Like it's so easy to make decisions based off of current emotions, and 9 times out of 10, you aren't gonna feel like doing the workout, you aren't gonna feel like making the healthy meal, but you have to think about what you want the most, what's that end goal, and make your decision based off of that instead. Another way to say that is just stick to your plan over your mood, and that's just a very short and sweet but effective way to think about it and to just stick to it. And also when we think about, sticking to the plan over your mood, you have to be able to really channel your grit or like develop more grit. And the only way you can do that is by like doing things and going through them even when it gets tough. It's so easy to stop when it's hard. It's like, okay, that's enough, I'm gonna throw in the towel. I'm not seeing progress yet. I don't feel like making the meal. Like, come on, let's get through this so we can see what could happen on the other side. Because the worst thing is like looking back and be like, dang, I wonder how good I would have felt if I just would have like kept going. You don't want to be stuck in that position. So ladies, you can be soft and feminine and still have grit. And I think that's a very important trait if you're going to be someone who is able to like achieve your goals and maintain them and stay consistent. The next thing that really helped me is kind of almost looking at my relationship with wellness as like building my dream house. And I've talked about this in one of my podcast episodes before, but our bodies are the only home that we're going to live in forever, right? We may move different cities and whatnot and live in different like physical homes, but this right here is the only home that you cannot escape, that you're going to live in forever. So you better make sure mentally and physically it's a place that you're happy to be and a place that truly feels like home. So when you think about like building your dream home and a home that's stable and sturdy and a home that feels good to be in, you want to make sure that you're laying the right bricks, that you're laying the right foundation so that it's something you can maintain and it's something that you enjoy, you know what I mean, being in. And over time, like your goals may change and the things that you want may change. But the cool thing about it is like when you're building a house, you like some things, may go right. You may have to make some changes and kind of like shift and play around, but it's kind of that period where you're like throwing things at the wall to see what sticks, to see like what's best for your body. And then maybe you change your goals. So like one year you want to build muscle, and then the next year you want to focus on endurance. And what's so cool about this is like as you're building your home, getting to know your body better, you're able to move forward with a new goal with just more knowledge and more experience. And to me, that is like true fulfillment through wellness. Is that like each time I try something new, I'm a little less apprehensive or a little less worried that it may not work, because I'm like, oh, well, I've tried these 5 different things now, and now I know what mistakes I made, and you can apply it to the next challenge, if that makes sense. So you got to build a house that has good bricks, that's got a strong foundation, and you just want to make sure you got a happy home and that everything is good up here too, which is why we're talking about mental health. The other thing that I think can help improve everybody's mental health is learning how to not be a ruminator. And that's just like when things aren't going right in life, which we all have things that come up that aren't going to plan. There's one thing to like acknowledge the feelings, okay, process them, and then you got to move on from it. If you ruminate and you fixate in your problems all the time and it's all you're focusing on, and you know you have some good things going on in life and you're just totally like blinders are on, I'm only looking at my problems, you're just gonna start to notice like more and more of those. And those honestly just aren't fun people to be around. Like I feel like we all have probably been in conversation with a ruminator, and it's like, does anything ever go right in your life? And all you hear about is like problem after problem after problem. And yeah, you just want to make sure that you're showing gratitude and focusing on the things that are going right, and then you'll start to notice more of that come into your life. And it's something I've been putting into practice a lot more lately, is just hyper fixation on all the things that are going to plan. And honestly, I just feel like so at peace, I feel so happy, and there's been a lot of great things coming into my life lately, so it works. And the last tip I have for you, and this is more for consistency, it's kind of a weird practice that I put into place that works, especially if you're somebody that struggles with consistency, is visualization at night. And when I'm laying in bed, sometimes I will close my eyes and I'll imagine myself going through the steps of the next day. And I mean like very detailed, like, okay, I'm gonna wake up, I'm gonna brush my teeth and put on like this workout outfit, and then I'm gonna do this workout, I'm gonna come back, this is what I'm having for breakfast, these are the videos that I need to get done, these are the meetings I have. Like I walk through the entire day and like kind of play Sims in my mind. I know this sounds so weird. And then it's so crazy because I'm like, when I wake up to do the next day, I'm like, I've already ran through it in my mind that there's less decision fatigue and it just feels a little bit more seamless. So if you struggle with structure or just like consistency or kind of like getting ready for the next day, it does make it easier to like get through the next day and just stay consistent with your goals. And the last thing I want to ramble about quickly is that just based off of your messages, I know there's a lot of us that are in a new chapter or just going through a transition. And I think it's so easy sometimes to feel like you're kind of in like life's waiting room, right? It's like, oh, I'll feel happier, fulfilled when I get the promotion, or when I move to this city, or when I find my wife or my husband, whatever. And it's like, it's so easy to treat like these in-between moments as just like, okay, once I get through this phase, then I'll take action, or then I'll do what I've always wanted to do. And I don't know, I think if we can have more joy and like more value in like the process of becoming instead of just being. I know a lot of us are so fixated on like the finish line, even when we think about like health and wellness goals. There's so much that you learn about yourself like through the journey and through the process, and like that's where the real value and the real joy is, even though it feels like an in-between moment or an in the meantime moment. Yeah, I just think that's something that's helped me a lot lately, like making your life feel full, even if, you know, not everything is maybe where you want it to be, or there's some things that kind of feel out of place. Like to me, that has been a really amazing mindset shift. So then like in the meantime becomes the best time, and then now you feel like a little bit more at peace and a little bit more whole, and you don't need answers to everything right now. You don't need everything to be in place to like, yeah, live life exactly the way that you want to live it. And then I swear it's like as soon as you open your eyes to that, it's like everything starts to like fall into place and you start to attract all the right things into your life. Hopefully that makes sense. I know I'm just like rambling a little bit, but I just want, for those of you that are going through a new chapter, like you can totally find beauty like in the process and through the phase, even if it feels uncomfortable, if it feels different. Like this is like the time that stretches you the most in a positive way. Just like if you really lean into it and you like open yourself up to it, you would be surprised at the amazing things that start to come into your life, and it just like, it makes you a stronger person. Anyways, I hope you're feeling physically primed. We've talked about our meals. We hung out together this weekend. We got our minds right. And I do want to do a giveaway. So I think it's just going to be like a little mystery box of wellness goodies. We'll have supplements, skincare, beauty, and to enter, make sure you're subscribed, like this video, let me know what you liked most about this video or what stuck out to you the most, what resonated with you, and I will pick a winner. But hope you guys had fun hanging out, and I'll see you next time.